Wait, hold on. Is this the right podcast? Hold on. Oh yeah, Talk Commerce. Yeah. Hi. Talk Commerce. Yeah, got it. Yeah, Scott Oshman here. Just just a little changeroo for you. Scott Oshman here. And you're listening to Talk Commerce with Brent Peterson. You're at the right place. And so am I, because we joined up a bit ago at Shoptoberfest, presented by Shopware Fresh. And we got a chance to sit down with Maier Bianchi. What a guest. The e-commerce hotline. I mean, we got this, that, the other thing. We got 17 beers in, not really. Everything you want to know. What a guest, what a show. Right now, coming to you. Take it away from Shoptoberfest, presented by Shopware Fresh. It's always off brand and Talk Commerce. Did I say that? Did I say this is Scott from Always Off Brand? I think I missed that part. Anyway, enjoy the show.
Swing into the scene with Talk Commerce tonight. Tune your dials to the bee's knees of business love right. Brought to you by Shopware, making commerce live from Shoptoberfest, the innovation day flight. Stay in the group with Talk Commerce and Shopware. The Rio Square,
Done is live.
swim with a flair. Exciting vibes to share with Shopware's care. It's a commerce affair.
This is Brent Peterson with Talk Commerce and Scott Osman with Always On Brand.
Holy shit, you cruel mother.
Sorry, Always
This is
Off-Brand.
Scott Oshman, Scotty O with Always Off Brand, but that's his new, coming soon to a podcast near you, is Always On Brand. That's not ever been used.
That's why you shouldn't let me do the intros.
Seriously, that's like the
impromptu stuff,
17th
it doesn't
time.
work.
We're live at Shoptoberfest, brought to you by Shopware.
Wait, that's my line.
We're live. Take two. 3, 2. We're live at Shoptoberfest, brought to you by
Shopware. Fresh.
Oh, God. We are in the beer hall. It's getting late. I'm 17 beers in. Not really. We've got Rick Watson, the great Rick Watson, podcasting next to us. Of course, there's just banging tables. We've got the longest podcast
We
table.
have the longest podcast table in the world, and everybody's going to bang on the table. But,
And,
we have...
do we have a guest?
Yeah, I'm just sitting here. This is Maier Bianchi from the E-commerce Hotline.
E-commerce hotline. Hey, can you redo the jingle right now?
Yes,
Could you just
please.
acapella give us jingle? You do jingles, which I'm here for.
All right, if you need help with e-commerce, but you ain't got time, call the E-commerce Hotline.
I like it.
If you need help to make your store shine, call the E-commerce Hotline.
Damn.
Your store needs improving, don't deny. Gotta call E-commerce Hotline. Call 888-499-3266. Make your store shine. E-commerce Hotline.
Could I seriously call that and call into the show?
Yes, I might have permanently sent it to voicemail lately because there's so much spam calls, but I want to do a live radio call-in show. It has a whole...
I do too.
There's a whole inception, and I want it to be like, if you actually need help and you're in a jam, like
Yes.
you've been wronged, and you need to call someone just to, fix a situation.
Yes, now
you
get
can
it,
call
get up
the
in there.
e-commerce hotline.
Get up in there now.
I do want to interject here because if
Mayor-
you've seen the IT crowd,
Yeah.
have you seen the IT
I
crowd?
have.
Okay,
I
so
have
they
not.
have
I don't
It's a
know.
great
If that,
show.
I didn't know if that was
phone
like a general
No,
question.
It's a show, and they have a commercial. You say call IT crowd or whatever, and it's like
It's going well
a
so
number
far,
that
man.
a number
Jesus
you can never
Christ.
remember.
Why don't you just...
I just want to make
All
it
right.
taller so I don't have to lean
Well,
in.
that's
like
not as tall. Now you've lowered it.
I know.
Listener, he's screwing with the thing.
Sorry, I thought I knew what I was doing.
That's
and I
okay,
don't.
man. You're all right. We're all good. I'm just
Can
giving
you
you
make
a
it
hard
taller
time.
for me?
Here. This seems to be a problem I don't understand.
There
Brett?
we go.
Oh.
It did not get much taller, but just leave it alone. Just leave it alone.
You know what I have a saying? If I was taller, I could have been a baller.
Wow, that's very Seattle.
Thank you very much. Maier. Maier.
Mayer.
Maier.
There you
Maier.
go. Hey, you
Son of a
asked.
biscuit chip.
It's
And I
okay.
asked and I still screwed it up.
It's okay.
That's my bad.
You wouldn't be the first.
Maier. Actually, it's such a badass name, to be honest. I like that name. It's cool.
It's a great name.
So first of all, you got the jingles. What else is going on over there with you? You got a lot going on.
Yeah, I run an agency called Bemeir. I'm a dad, got a lot of kids, living life, you know. So, you know, got a business leader of a household,
hold on.
leader of an agency.
Hold on. I need a TO. I gotta have a TO, baby. Sorry, I'm very loud. Rick Watson's guest is like, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ,
what's going
can
on
you
over there?
Hold it down over there. Who's this guest? Why can we didn't get this guest?
You didn't get it.
Goddamn
you got
Booker.
stuck with me.
Call the Booker.
That's me.
Yeah, call Calendly. Call
we wanna
Calendly and tell them
know-
to reject people.
Let's back up a second. 'cause
Okay, we're backing up.
You said agency, and then my
I
dad
got
had a
a-
whole bunch of kids.
Yeah,
That's what I heard.
what are we talking? How many?
I got a good number.
Yeah, these are your brothers
We
and
may
sisters.
not state that publicly on the air. You know,
Okay.
you got to find out.
And
Okay.
you have 5 kids, right?
Yes, I was just trying not to say the number, but I have 5 kids. Yes.
That's amazing. I'm exhausted already. That's phenomenal. What range of ages?
I don't really like to discuss that on media. as my,
I'm so
It's
sorry.
okay. It's just more out of respect for my family. But I'm a
No,
dad.
no, don't do that. You're
Yeah.
a dad with 5 kids. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
God, Brent.
But
why'd
they're
you
my
have to
pride and
stop?
joy. It's okay. Keep going.
Why'd you have to make that a thing?
I'm all about kids.
Actually, it's my fault. I kid Brett because I love, and I'm 18 beers in. Anyway, so you got an agency.
Yep.
All right, what do they do?
What does the agents do? Bemeir. We
Yeah.
help businesses solve their problem using technology. I know that's not the best answer I can give. I've been working on that for like weeks. But yeah, we're an SI, solutions integrator. We build websites for businesses focused on e-commerce on platforms like Shopware here at Shoptoberfest.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Shopware.
You know, so we basically help people, from their operations to revenue, we help them achieve their goals. I kind of had a moment today where I was like, why do I do what I do? And it's the passion of helping people achieve something that they're trying to do to achieve that goal. I know it's not very well spoken, but imagine
It is
you're-
well spoken.
You're trying to build you need your e-commerce platform so you can sell more something. You're not doing it for the sake of doing it. You're doing it to help your company propel itself to the next goal. That's what motivates me. I don't know how to turn that into an action verb, but I realized distilled down, that's what we do.
I think if you turn it into a jingle first,
Yeah.
because you're doing a great job.
I
on
love the
jingles,
jingles.
and then an action verb.
Can I do a little self-promotion?
Yeah,
Yes, you
Brent.
can.
So I did a jingle because I'm in the Amazon space a lot, and that's where I've kind of been for 18 years, along with retail.
Awesome.
So there's Vendor Central,
Okay.
which is the portal. That's the first party, and then there's Seller Central, right? You right? You know what I'm talking about? So there's an old song called "Hello Mudda, Hello Fada, Here I Am at Camp Granada." So I did "Hello Venda, Hello Sella." And you can go to Always Off Brand and look back during the holidays. It was a holidays tune that I did.
I like
and
it.
I did an entire jingle. It was hard, Brent. Brent's looking at me like,
I'm so
Did-
impressed.
No, yeah,
You
and
just
I gotta
love
shout you out
jingles.
because you remind me of the good radio that I used to listen to growing up. You know, your Howard Stern original
Exactly.
content. Back when, there was an actual art to it. So
It
thank
is.
you for
Really
keeping
old.
that alive.
That's what he's saying.
No, I
He's
just
saying
meant-
you're really old.
Nah, it's just the linkages. You could say what.
No,
I
I
might be old
appreciate
for
that.
remembering that,
Because
but I
this-
just meant you appreciate it. Yeah.
Always Off Brand, different from Talk Commerce. Both are
My
amazing.
new one is always on brand.
Yeah, that's new coming out
And I'm
sometime.
sometimes on brand. Yeah.
The point is, our show is a radio show. It's born out of radio. It is segments. We do a game show.
Yes.
It is basically what I'm trying to recreate is an
Yes.
old-time radio show, which I enjoy. I'm with you
Exactly.
so much on
That's
that.
the vibe I was picking up, and that's what I'm trying to keep going. Exactly.
No, okay. So you help. So technology, shopware. We're here at Shoptober, but you can help anybody with anything, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Like, major e-commerce platforms is what we're focused on. And
Is it a lot of B2B, D2C? You don't care?
both, yeah. I would say it's more about the type of company, the type of composition, what challenges they're trying to solve. I would say that we're not as best equipped to help the really small businesses, though we understand their challenges. It's more like a company that either has an in-house team but needs a specialized group of individuals to help them succeed with that implementation. That's really where we excel, or we can build design and develop a full platform. But I would just say
Wow,
it's a
you have,
different-
like,
yeah,
Coders, the whole dev teams, and the whole 9 yards.
yeah, and design, yeah.
Damn.
What do you
Oh wait,
think
I have a sound effect for that.
Damn.
God, I love that
There
There you
one.
go. So what do
Love
you
that
think?
one.
What do you think is going to be different this year than it was last year?
in the year 2024, I
yes,
think
going into 25.
we're going to have a different president no matter what. Not to get political, but we are going to have a different leader
Yeah,
of
no,
the
that's
United States.
let's leave it there. I don't want to go
No,
there.
I'm
but
just joking.
You brought that up, so that's a great question. Like, there's a whole bunch of apprehension to do anything
Yes,
because of
that's
this
one of
election,
the
right?
reasons, or
That's-
one of
yeah.
the
I
excuses.
think is such BS, right?
Well,
Like,
no, but it actually is interesting because there's a lot of we talk about e-commerce,
Well,
right?
should
Today,
I zig or should I zag?
exactly, and today there's a lot of big things that are impacting e-commerce, social commerce. A big ruling today, the whole TikTok thing. Is it banned? Is it going to be banned?
Oh,
Is it
they
not
did it
gonna be
today?
banned?
Wow.
The judge basically said you got a weak argument, is what I read, but I didn't read
Weak
too
argument
much.
for keeping it, or weak argument
Weak
for banning
argument
it?
for banning it.
It's hard. Yeah, commerce, man.
Well,
We gotta
I mean,
protect
I
our
have-
commerce here.
I have a jaded, a crusty opinion on this. Like,
Yeah.
come on, it's America. We run on money. The reason it's not going to be is because there's too much dollar
Yeah,
bills.
but if they ban it, it's just going to go to another party that's going to run it the same way.
100%.
they did ban it in India.
They did. They
Yes,
did.
it
And
came out overnight.
I
and
know. Now, I don't have a passionate opinion, by the way, for or against it. I really don't. I hate to be in the middle on the fence. I don't have a reason for or against. 3 billion people. Reminds me when Facebook came out. All of a sudden it was like, interesting, 100 million, 200 million. And all of a sudden there's a billion people on it. And you're like, we should pay attention.
Well, that's a good, what you said, what's going to be different or not different this year, video, right? So we could just go into video and social commerce, like you said. I would just say you're seeing more and more of that, right? Like video becoming a centralized component of how people consume, TikTok being that, now YouTube with the YouTube shops. I would say there's a lot of copycat models out there, but I think that's speaking to the maturity of the American market, finding that in its own way, whereas in China, that type of selling has been the predominant, or one of the predominant ways of selling for years, and they've tried to force it on the American consumer the same way with like the live stream commerce, and I'd say it's taking its own form, where it's more to our attention span. Snippet, buy this, impulse.
Yeah.
If you can resist the impulse and hold the table, you just didn't buy something you didn't need, but now it's a different format of that.
Yes, and I'm going to admit, I just met you earlier before we recorded, and I'm going to admit something very vulnerable and deep to you. This is really touching.
Looking each other in the eyes.
We
Go
are
for
looking
it.
each other in the eyes, listener. I was wrong about live commerce. I was wrong.
How were you wrong about live commerce?
Because
Tell us.
when we started this podcast, I thought the two biggest things in the next 3 to 5 years was augmented reality and live commerce, because I just thought the bandwidth and QVC, all those things were set up in the technology, and I admit my bias to being in the Amazon zone. They had Amazon Live,
Yeah.
and it hasn't hit the mass adoption I thought it was going to hit. I was wrong, okay? I was wrong.
Yeah, but
why do you got to beat me up about it? I was
I don't
wrong.
know if you're
Yeah, but
wrong.
I don't think you're
it's
wrong,
gonna
because
take time.
I don't see anyone tuning in to live shopping every night that I know.
I know.
It's not like
it's a generational issue.
No, but it's not that. It's not like, okay, name insert in YouTube streamer iShowSpeed or these people. People are watching them do things. They're not watching them sell things because their whole act is selling things, or they're selling their brand. And it's different, where it's not like you're becoming famous or becoming a live stream seller, whereas in China maybe someone is, or there's people in remote villages making fortunes doing that. And I think that's not what you're seeing here. And why someone who's one of the greatest live stream consultants told me is that people here try to overproduce it. There, it's someone with an iPhone shop. It's more about the personability and knowing how to talk to your customers.
But I don't. Again, I'm going to be an idiot in the room. Brent, you know a lot more about this. I defer to you.
Are you saying that I know a lot more about being the idiot in the room? Thank you very much. And what's the Yiddish word for that?
You're a putz.
Thank you.
I'm saying is Shopware. You make a great point, actually.
Okay.
You make a great point. One of the challenges, I think, of live stream and live shopping, right, social commerce is somewhat, is the shopping cart. This is what I've been, when TikTok Shop came out and nobody told me how they're going to actually fulfill the product, I'm sitting here going, hey guys, they won't divulge how they're actually going to get you the product. To try to ramp that up from Walmart doing now, whatever the competitive set, that's going to be a problem. So the shopping cart aspect of live commerce is an issue, is it not?
I don't think it is.
Okay.
You know why?
Yeah, tell me.
Because you're either going to build your own, in which case you might use Stripe's APIs, or build your own product, or build one of those, cart-centric technologies that are meant to do that for your, because think about how much of e-commerce is just those funnel marketers. You know how we're more trad e-com, like trad wives, we're trad e-com, add to cart, that mentality. There's a whole, people making billions just go through this funnel, buy the product,
the click
and upsell.
funnels, whatever.
So that could be a model of building the checkout for that. But then also you have partnerships with major SaaS platforms that are doing integrations with TikTok shops, with YouTube shops. Hey, we just turned on that sales channel, one click in your store, and you go live instantly. So I would say what TikTok and what YouTube and these people are doing well is they're not trying to invent the cart. They're just tapping into the most ubiquitous e-commerce platforms. The APIs are already there. You add the cart, it's just another headless commerce.
Yeah, we talked earlier with January Digital, and she talked about friction.
Sarah Angle, everybody. Sarah Angle from January Digital. Yeah, she had a good one.
Maier brought up the perfect scenario of reducing the friction. You're going to push a button like some kind of...
No, I
reduce the friction.
You're doing like you're looking for your beer. We're just
you need a sound effect for reduce the friction.
Yeah, reduce the friction.
Yeah. No, it's gonna get lubricated.
In general, reducing. No, that's not a. That's
not reduce the friction.
Jeez.
Just cash register. There you go. Reduce the friction.
There we go. So get people in and out.
All right, man. All right. Enough of the soundboard. At least get some Metal Gear sound effects.
Okay. Brett, you had a really intelligent, articulate thought, and I screwed it up.
No, I think we're talking about reducing the friction.
Yeah.
TikTok shops gets us out of one less click.
Yep.
And I just had this conversation with a consulting client that said, and I told them, don't have another click to get somewhere else, because it's just one more point that somebody can drop out of the funnel. The fewer the clicks, the better.
Yeah. Here's the truth, people. In the bigger, broader scale, TikTok Shop isn't doing dick.
Ooh.
In GMV, I'm pulling for them, by the way. I'm pulling for them, but it's just not hitting the meter so far. In a very specific, beauty's doing well, low AOV, low average retail value. There's a lot of that going on. Just like Temu. Temu is blowing up.
Yeah.
Did you know that's why that...
Lederhosen.
Yeah, Rick Wilson and the Lederhosen.
Did you know that's why you know how people complain about the cost of their Google and Meta ads going up the last 2 to 3 years? You know why, right?
I do.
Who's buying all the inventory?
Temu.
Yep, and Shein and all of them.
It's the second largest. Amazon's the first biggest Google customer of all. They sold $13 billion, and Temu now is bigger.
Yeah. So funny if you actually consider that. It's not like, oh, it's some magic thing. It's because some other person is buying all the inventory.
It's like if somebody were to buy long-sleeved Hawaiian shirts off of Temu, who would do that?
I don't know who that guy is.
A reference video right now, Brent. That's where you got to put the video in.
I bought mine from Amazon.
Did you?
Yes, not Temu.
Okay.
But Rick Watson did get his Lederhosen
from Temu, and he talked about
and he's very excited about it.
Okay. Have we bored you?
No.
Maier, you're
I'm good.
Seriously, you're looking up, you're looking at your watch.
I saw my logo, I saw my face, saw my logo on the screen. I just got hyped, man.
Are you next?
All right. Are you talking next?
No, I'm not talking at all.
Oh, okay.
I'm good. Don't worry, I'm not under pressure. I'm good.
Okay. What are the biggest challenges? What are the biggest things that people come to you and they're like, God dang it, man, can you solve this for us? Because we are running up against it.
Yeah.
Is there a commonality? Is there a consensus of things that people...
Bad decision making. That's the commonality. Bad decision making.
Bad decision. Is that a song?
It's not like a finger pointing exercise. I would just say there's...
No, I mean,
how did we get here?
Yeah.
Right? The how did we get here question, because so many people are like, okay, well, you have these restrictive conditions, or here's why we have to do it this way, but you really place those restrictions on yourself, or you force yourself down a path, which then leads to the next decision, and then you find yourself off track with your goals. So you have to look at how we got here in order to determine then where you're going. So I would say that's the number one problem. And then 2, it's a lot of failed implementations, which once again I categorize as bad decisions, where then platforms get a bad name, but it's not the platform. It's the people misleading people with their bad solutions or their bad decisions or enabling bad decisions. And that's what frustrates me, because then it's like you get people who are already in a wounded state or already in a skeptical state or already, hey, we've been burned before, and it's like, hey, so have I. Does that mean anything? Once again, client-vendor relationship respected, but that's what I think is the number one thing, and I think that's what we solve well. I don't, like, for example, I forgot it was like a rescue service, but it's like you can't, hence e-commerce hotline, right? Call me when you're in a jam.
I love that.
But I would say like that's where, I don't know, I just see that too much, and that's a problem that I see really common. Or people make short-sighted decisions, which could be a bad decision, and I just think there's so many orbits around that. Sorry, that's my sense.
No, that's good. I mean, we have 3 minutes left, so I want to comment on what he said about making bad decisions, because not always the agency. It is sometimes the merchant. And especially if it's a merchant who hasn't worked with a professional agency like Bemeir, that don't know any better.
Yes.
Maybe their first time they go through it and they don't know any better, and then they end up like, oh my gosh, what have I done? I've tried to save $20,000, and now this vendor promised me something in 4 weeks, and it's been 6 months.
And I'm
right?
not even talking about.
They go to you and they say, help me.
And I'm not even talking about agency vendors. For example, like Jason Nias from Shopware.
Great guy, isn't he?
Great guy. He's phenomenal. He's an oracle of e-commerce wisdom. And Jason gave me the meaning behind the e-commerce hotline, because it's been something that I've had for like 4 years. But he was like, listen, people have been led wrong by technology vendors. And I'm not even talking about solutions integrators. Over-promising, under-delivering.
100%.
And I've seen this with other platforms where they're like, hey, we have this. Oh, we can do multi-store, no problem. When you get into it, you really can't do the use case, but they're happy to force you into a $30,000 a year contract. And I just come in and I'm like, what the heck is going on? You know? And so, yeah, that's really, to me, a huge problem. And it's, once again,
We're getting you out of here on this. What is your big advice? What if you had to say something overall to some of the listeners who are mid-market brands? We don't know who they really are, Brent.
Mid-market merchants.
Yeah. What's your big advice to them to kind of, I don't know, elude the trap door, so to speak?
Don't be afraid to take risks, because it's all going to happen anyway. If you do nothing, sometimes it's almost as bad as doing something, and you have to do something. You don't always have to do something, but don't be afraid to take risks. That's what I would say, because if you're standing still in a world that's evolving, or your competitors are evolving, and you're just saying, hey, this problem doesn't exist, that strategy might reward you, but more often than not, it doesn't. And so I would just say, ask questions and dare to uncover things, and you might find the answers in the strangest of places.
Well, you're a gentleman and a scholar. You shared your grub with us, your vittles. You shared your vittles.
We needed that energy because now look, everyone's eating full plates, but we were here when there was no food.
And you know what? You got a plate before anybody in this hall got a plate. And you know what? I don't know. I'm not saying yes, but call this guy, because he has some secret magic tool.
Tell us the number again. Give
Jesus
us the hot
Christ,
number.
this guy got a freaking plate of food when nobody was served.
Right, and that your e-commerce store is going to get that plate of food when it needs it before everybody.
We advocate for you.
If that's not a reason to call this guy, I'm telling you, I don't know what it is.
Tell us the number again.
I can tell you without the food, it would have been a much different episode. I needed that for my happiness. It's the e-commerce hotline is 888-499-ECOM, aka 3266. The brand is Bemeir, Bemeir.com, Bemeir.com. I'm Maier Bianchi. That's Brent Peterson. That's my man Scott, whose name I don't know, but
Scotty O. Just call me Scotty O.
Scotty
He's not
O.
Irish.
Yeah.
Scotty O.
Thank you guys for having me on. This was a blast.
Again.
It always goes by faster than you think, especially when you spend the first 10 minutes eating.
It does.
He's the mayor of e-commerce.
He kind of is, actually. He kind of is.
I'm just happy we had this conversation.
You know what? I hope, listener, you're hearing through this episode just the great vibes. You're just good vibes, my man. Good vibes.
Man. This is a great reset.
All right. We are live again. We're concluding this particular portion of the program.
I was off-brand and
Talk Commerce
from Shoptoberfest, sponsored by
Shopware.
Fresh.
And Be Mine.
At Shop
Shoptoberfest, where e-com thrives. Hey, Shopware sponsoring our live dives. Maier Bianchi, drop some beats. Yeah, e-commerce wisdom can't be beat. What? E-commerce hotline, pulling your stock. Oh, bad decisions, change your luck. Hey, reduce that friction, take some risks. With Bemeir, sales persist. Yeah.
Talk Commerce is a production of Content Basis LLC. For more creative content, go to contentbasis.io.